Okay, I've got a question for you. If you look at these 5 images, what do they have in common? And I'm obviously not talking about the subject because they're 5 ballerinas in abandoned places, but I'm more specifically thinking about the light. In fact, let me show these images one by one. So you have this one here, this one here, this one, and this one. Well, I'm not going to let you guess all night or all day, but the thing they have in common is that they all use, first of all, artificial light, but more specifically, they all use rim light. They all use a light that is coming from the back to help separate the subject from the background. In here, it's quite obvious, I think. Now here we also use a rim light, but it's actually a flash that's hidden behind this door, and in this way the door acts kind of like a rim light, and you can see that from the highlight here on the leg, but again it gives separation between the leg and the dark background. Here we have a rim light coming from here, so on the right leg of the dancer. Here we have actually 2 rim lights, one on the left, one on the right, and then here we again have 2 rim lights. You can see that really well if you zoom into the chair, for example. We have a highlight on the left and a highlight on the right of the leg of the chair. Now, actually, I'm also using a rim light to record this video tutorial. That's the one that you can see here on my shoulder. Now, if we quickly go, let me show you a behind the scenes shot of a couple of these images. So this is what it actually looked like during capture, and I then edited these rim lights, strip lights out in Photoshop. And that's actually that's for the other image. And that's the link to what I want to talk to you about, these particular softboxes. So I like my rim light generally to be soft. And to have a soft rim light, you need a bigger light source, obviously. And also because generally I photograph people standing up from so full-length body shots. I also want my shape of my modifier to reflect that. So that's why I use these long rectangular lights, and they're called strip lights. Now, because I do a lot of location work, I pay a lot of attention to the ease with which I can set up my strip lights. I mean, if you're a studio photographer and you only have to set them up once and then forget about them because they're in the corner of your studio, I think that won't be your primary concern when you buy a light. But like me, if you have to break them up and put them together, sometimes several times a day, then it becomes quite important. And unfortunately, I've been blessed with really good octa boxes like the ones from SMDV, but unfortunately, in terms of strip lights, the choice is a lot more narrow, and especially with regards to softboxes, strip lights that you can set up really quickly. And so I found one company who actually makes a strip light that it's really easy to set up because it uses an umbrella system. And it's sold in Europe through a German photo store, and I contacted them and they were kind enough to send me a review copy, and I have been really happy with that. So let me show you how it works. So this is the light itself. Now it comes in a simple bag, but it does what it needs to do. It holds everything together. So let me put this here. So actually here you can see the mechanism. So this is the umbrella-like mechanism that's inside of softbox. I already put on the external and the internal diffuser, and I leave those on obviously. But here you can see the actual umbrella mechanism. And so the way to set this up is just to pull this towards you, and boom, it's done, and you have your strip light. This is a 150 by 30 centimeters, and then the only thing you have to do obviously is just close the Velcro here at the back to avoid light escaping from the back. And it's as easy literally as 1, 2, 3. This has got a Bowens mount. Now I do think it's actually replaceable, but I just use mainly Bowens mount flashes like my trusted Godox 8600 here, and this fits on there perfectly. There we go. Now this will also work with Jinbei, with Photix, with any flash that has a Bowens mount. Okay, now this costs about 90 euro, and again I think that's a really decent price for something that is so easy to set up and that I use quite a lot. Now it also comes with an accessory which is a fabric grid, which helps you to control the light even more. So let's put that on there as well. So normally I attach these when the softbox is sitting on the ground, and that makes it a little bit easier. But for this demo, I will just do it like this. And between shots, when I break down the softbox, I generally, if I know I need it in place on the next shot, I won't take it away, obviously. That's too much trouble. So there you have the light with the grid in place. And it really helps to control the spill of the light even more, especially because often these softboxes will be pointed slightly back towards the camera, and the grid helps to control flare, to reduce flare. Now, breaking up the softbox is as easy as setting it up. You just open this up again, and then you squeeze the little pin in there, and there we go. We've broken up our softbox, and we can transport it in the bag for later use. So there you have it, a quick look at Photarex. I haven't even told the brand, but you could see it. It's actually sold in Europe as Photarex, and I think in other parts of the world it's known as Nicefoto or Nicefoto. It's a Chinese brand, I think, and it's the rapid setup strip light or strip softbox, 30 by 150 centimeters. And in Europe it's available through this photo store that you can see the link to underneath. Hope you like this gear tip and stay around for more. Bye bye.